Good morning, good morning, good morning. Still setting up. Hope everybody is doing great. All right, we're going to get started. Good morning, everyone. This is your backyard gardener. Uh, Going live for about an hour. I don't want to be on here more than that so that everybody can come back and watch it later. Hope everybody is having a wonderful day. I appreciate you all for being here. We're going to let a few more people come in the room. Got to get through the ads. Once we get through those, we'll get going. All right, we're going to get started. Good morning, everyone. This is Rebecca. Excuse me. Okay, if you're in the room, say hello so I'll know who's in here. I appreciate that. I tried to cut these ads down so that we wouldn't have to go through so many, but it seemed like they keep putting on here what they want to put on here, so we're going to keep it moving. All right, we got 6 people in the building. I appreciate you guys being here. This is your backyard gardener. We're going to go through this real quick, what your garden can say about you. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate you. I hope all is well. Miss Farola, hello. How are you? Thank you so much for coming in. Melanie, the moderator, hello. Good morning, or good afternoon, I should say. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you guys for being here. We are going to talk a little bit about what your garden can say about you. I want to let a few more people get in the room so that I don't be repeating myself too much. But I do appreciate you guys being here. I thank you. Alrighty. I got a lot going on today. I think today is probably going to be my last day going out for a while. Green Organic Love, hello, how are you? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Four Horns Farm, hello, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you for being here. Charles Robinson, I haven't seen you in a while, brother. I hope all is well with you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. We're going to, oh, you have a new job. Cameras aren't on me, but I always catch you on the replay. Okay, well, good. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, Charles. It's been a lot going on, I'm sure. Everybody already is dealing with their own situations in their own states. Here in our states, a little bit that's going on. Angela Garden says hello, good afternoon. Thank you for being here. Some of the things that's been going on in our state is that they closed down You know, we have a bunch of casinos here in Michigan, so all the casinos closed. They shut it down. Everything, you have to have only 50 people can be wherever. You can't have a large crowd. My niece wedding was Saturday, and I was glad that she was able to have her wedding and shut that down, but she didn't have a big large crowd either. So I'm glad that she was able to get that out of the way. But yeah, the restaurants are starting to close here. My son called me this morning and said he works for Chili's, and he said that they're closing their store down. You can only get like a carry out or you know that's pretty much it. But the dining area is completely shut down, and his manager told him he doesn't even know how long the carry out service is gonna last for them. So it has been quite an experience, I must say. I kind of knew something was going on strange. I knew about the virus out, but last, I think it was Tuesday. Um, no, I think it was Thursday. I went to Home Depot to get some finishing nails because I was gonna do the birdhouse with my grandsons. And everybody that was, I was sitting in the parking lot, everybody that was coming out of Home Depot had toilet paper. And I was like, Home Depot must got to sell on toilet paper. What's going on? Everybody had toilet paper. So I go in and I'm so distracted by the crowd of people that was over there by the toilet paper aisle at Home Depot. I done forgot my finishing nails because I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I went in the garden department. I picked up a couple of things that I needed in there. My spray for my trees. And I come back out of that area, which is right by where the toilet paper and all the toiletries are. And they still just grabbing off the shelf. And I asked the guy, I was like, what's going on with the toilet paper? He was like, I don't know. It's because of the everything that's going on. I don't want to mention the name because I don't want to try to flag my monetization. He was like, it's because of everything that's going on. I said, well, what the toilet paper gonna do? He was like, I don't know. I guess they have to stock up. He was like, but ain't nobody but me. I don't need all that. I was like, yeah, I can see that. So I just was a little, I still haven't connected the two with the toilet paper, but it's, it's definitely something that I've never experienced, and a lot of you all never experienced this before either. And I just pray that we all get through it, and I know we will. We just have to try to stay as positive as possible. We have to have some self entertainment. Look, every time the winter comes, the fall comes in, I always try to get self entertainment going, meaning like I make sure my Netflix bill is paid. I make sure, my tablets is working right. I make sure I didn't subscribe to all the channels that I want to watch, and my notifications is on, because at that time in the winter time, I know we have rough winters. So same thing here. P. Smith Gardner, hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. Cheryl's Organic Food Forest, good morning. Thank you for being here. Melanie, the moderator. So just get us some self-entertainment. Like, find your favorite YouTube channel while we have it still available. Get that book out. Read that book that you've been wanting to read. Study up on your gardening. I've done about two extra tests of my homework that I haven't even supposed to start. Our school has shut down Thursday also, so now we're doing our schooling online every Tuesday instead of me going to my class every Tuesday. So it's quite a change, and it's going to be an adjustment for a lot of us. Um, you know, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. We'll pray for each other, and we'll roll out with it together. So let's start. Now, today's topic is how your garden can tell a lot about you. Now, when you go on a certain people's garden, even on YouTube or your friends or your neighbor's garden, it can kind of give them a profile, a slight profile of what that person is about, or what they like, or what's their favorite. As far as it can tell how what you like to eat. If you come to my garden, you'll never see radish, and radish is supposed to be one of the most easiest things to grow, but I don't like radish, so I don't grow radish. So that's something that you will never see in my garden. Welcome. I'm trying to keep up with the chat too. All right, everybody just speaking to each other. So it also tells what type of things that you do like to eat, and what you don't like to eat. Some people like to eat a lot of greens. So if I go in the garden and I see that you have an abundance of greens, then I know that you kind of this is a green cooker. This person is, you know, she likes to cook her greens, or he likes to cook his greens. If you have your lettuce and tomatoes, that tells me that you like to eat fresh salad. Now, you can go in some gardens and you don't see any vegetables. Well, that kind of tells me that maybe you're not big on being a vegetable eater, or you're not big on being a vegetable grower. So it could be one of the two. One of the two. So also, what it will tell you, if you're busy, if you have a busy lifestyle. Now, how would it tell if you have a busy lifestyle? Well, if you're working all the time and every day, you really don't have that time to have a big garden, because everybody that's a gardener knows gardening takes a lot of work. If you do have a large garden, that means that you have more time at home to dedicate to your garden. So that will kind of tell some things about you if you are busy outside of the home, or if you have a lot of time dedicated to the home or being at home. It'll tell you if you have the things that you like to eat, the things that you don't like to eat. Now, for example, in my garden, I just started doing a lot of fruit trees. With my fruit trees, I don't have any citrus. And it's not that I don't like citrus. It's just that I haven't had the time to incorporate citrus into my lifestyle of my garden, because citrus is a plant that in Michigan Zone 6B, I would definitely have to bring inside. So now that I have figs, which is a plant that I have to bring inside, I'm saying to myself, do I want another tree that I would have to bring inside? You know, so it tells a lot about you. It tells you if if you're laid back and a little lackadaisical. It tells you if you're very athletic and into it. For example, if you have a garden, and it tells you if you're a laid back person, a little lackadaisical in the garden, you're not going to grow a whole bunch of food, because that means you have to really be active and out there. The type of gardening that you have will be more practical for your lifestyle. If I'm a raised bed container garden, and that's practical for me. I don't it's two reasons why I don't dig straight into my soil, which is my ground. It's because years ago my soil was contaminated, because I had my soil tested, and I highly recommend everybody to at least have their soil tested at once every 5 years. But because it gives you a little range of what's what. You have different mediums in different areas of your yard, where one area might be a little slight acidic than the other side. So you definitely want to have your soil tested. These things help us to kind of profile not just other gardeners, but ourselves. Raised beds for me are easier. Raised beds for me are more practical. I don't like bending all the way over and digging in the ground. I can't really get down on my knees the way a lot of gardeners do. No. So a raised bed works very good for me. A container works very good for me. I'm scared of a lot of things that go on in the garden, and we'll get to that part in a minute. So that's why I container and raised bed. So that kind of tells a little bit about me. Also, it would tell you if you spend a lot of money in your garden. Now, if I go over to certain gardens and I'll look in and I'll be like, that tree cost them. That tree cost them a pretty penny, especially if I know exactly how long you've had that tree, and if I know where you got that tree from determines about how much you paid for that tree. Or if you get it from a certain place, you'll say, well, a lot of people will tell us, well, I got my tree from such and such and I got it on sale. Okay. So it tells you about how expensive your garden is for you. Now, to me, citrus is expensive. Sometimes we catch them on sale, but for the most part, if you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, their citrus trees are little bitty trees are starting at like $26. If you can go online, sometimes you will catch those trees on sale, because I did catch me a Meyer lemon on sale for $12.99 on Stock Brothers a while back, and they have another sale going on right now. So it'll tell you how much a person spends in their garden, the setup of their garden. If you are using center blocks, and you can look at that person's garden and you see those center blocks, that tells me two things. One, that person, first of all, did a lot of work to bring those center blocks to their yard. Two, they went out and purchased those center blocks and they're setting up a structure. That means that they want something that's going to last a long time. And that's why a lot of people use the center blocks. I don't want to have to keep replacing wood every so many years. I'll just put my center blocks in and I'm good with it. So that tells me a person that want to be a little resourceful in their money and what they're spending in their garden. So they'll make the investments. Also, it tells if you are a planner. Now, what I mean by if you are a planner is if you actually plan out your garden or you just fly by for the season. You know what I'm saying? It tells you, okay, I'm going to put a raised bed here. I'm going to put a raised bed there. I'm going to put a raised bed here. Or if you look at that person's garden and you be like, well, I wonder why they didn't put the brassicas with with all the brassicas together. Why is it all the way around? Why is it over here or not? You can look at it and say, okay, she got all her brassicas right here. She's a little organized. She got all this, even down to where your garden is close to your water spigot will tell you a lot about you. If it's more convenient, do you have a convenient garden that works for you? Do you have a garden that allows you to be able to be really sufficient in the garden without overworking yourself? It tells you a lot about yourself in your garden. Another thing that it tells you, if you are a holistic type of person, if you believe in a lot of herbs, I see different channels. Like, for example, Dan, organic, Dan Permaculture. You all know who I'm talking about. Everybody knows Dan. Dan grows a lot of things that I've never even heard of. And you can kind of tell by his accent that, his culture is a little bit different. And it's intriguing to me because I'm like, what is that? I never heard of that. And he goes down the details of the profiles of his plant to even say, this is high in nutrients. This is high in nutrients. Get this particular plant. Get that particular plant. That's a researcher, and that's a person who is very much into watching what they eat and becoming really healthy. When you see a lot of herbs in people's garden, they can tell you two things. They cook a lot, which is a good thing, or they drink a lot of different teas or use different herbs for medicinal purposes. So these, hello, Annette Horns. Hello, how are you? Thank you for being here. These are some things that will tell you about your garden. Let me get back down in the chat. I don't know how my page got all the way up, and then we're going to continue on. I want to make sure that I don't miss anybody. And I appreciate all of you for being here. While I'm talking, feel free to communicate and network with each other. Okay, another thing that your garden tells about a person, if you're self-sustainable. Now, greens. Let's go back to the greens. We all know, everybody that cook collards, mustards, turnips, kale, it take a lot of it. So if you got 2 rows of greens, I pretty much know that, yeah, they're doing a couple of meals. I'm gonna give you an example. Essie. Essie have to eat a lot of greens because she had a lot of greens in her garden. So much that she had other people, she was able to share with other people. That's a big grower. To grow a lot of greens. That means that person really likes her greens. If you got a lot of fruits in your garden, that person really likes their fruits. So it'll tell me a lot. If you grow a lot of different tomatoes, you got Cheryl who does a lot of canning. That shows me that she's self-sustainable and she gets a lot out of her garden to bring into her home to preserve for later. It tells me a lot about the garden. You got people that grow a lot of peppers. That tells me you like spicy food. You like spicy things. Hot Sauce Junkie Tim. UT 3200, I believe, is his channel. The Pepper Pusher. Him and his wife grows a lot of peppers, a lot of different tomatoes. So they like peppers and tomatoes. You'll find in some people's garden, they don't even grow tomatoes because they don't like tomatoes. And you'll ask like, wonder why they don't grow tomatoes, because you would think every gardener grow tomatoes. Well, some people don't like tomatoes. You know who bean lovers are, people that like that fiber in their body. They grow a lot of beans. I like beans, but I only like certain type of beans. I like my string beans, I like my butter beans, and I like those. And those are only 2 beans that I really grow. But this year, I think I'm gonna be incorporating some more beans because I received some seeds. So I want to try them out. You got yard long beans. A lot of people like stir fry. I grow a lot of bell peppers and in my garden. I like stir fries. So that's why I like my sweet bell pepper. So it tells you a lot about how that person eats. It tells you if that person is athletic or not. Because if you're a little bit on the athletic side, you're going to probably have a big old garden. And a lot of times they'll have it down in the ground. When you grow in the ground, it's a little bit more physical, in my opinion, than growing in a container or growing in raised beds. Growing in raised beds and containers is more about convenience and having the ability to control your soil. P. Smith Gardner, if I didn't speak to you, I think I did. Hello. Short Bus Pull Up, thank you for being here. Hello, welcome. TK Tanae, hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So, these are the things that tell about your garden. Another thing that could tell about your garden is if that person is like nature. When I look at Plant Abundance channel, James Prezzioni channel, I know that those guys love nature, love to be outside. They're bringing in pollinators to their yards. James Prezzioni will go and look for praying mantis cocoons and bring them to his yard so that they can go and be in his yard to help him with his garden. You got people who love to grow bees. That's a person that's a little bit connected with nature. The praying mantis, the bees, the ladybugs. People will go and buy ladybugs and bring them and incorporate them in their garden or have ladybugs. People grow particular plants to bring New Orleans Gardener, for example, to bring the butterflies to the garden. These are things to tell me that this person is really nature. Sometimes you'll see people, now for me, I'm getting there. Certain bugs do creep me out a little bit, and that's something to be a gardener, you got to get past that. But the ladybugs are beneficial to the garden. The praying mantises are beneficial to the garden. These are the things that you really want to come to your garden. The butterflies, all of the bees, all of these things are very beneficial to your garden. And these are the sincerely yours. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. These are the things that you want to come into your garden to help you pollinate your fruits and your vegetables. So if you have a fear like me of certain things, I'm not scared of bees. I'm not scared of praying mantis. Ladybugs kind of creep me out a little bit, but that's only when they try to like fly on me or whatever. But other than that, I'm pretty much good with most pollinators in the garden. Now the pests in the garden is a whole nother story. Some people are not fazed by them. They'll have a rodent run through and, they'll set up a trap, pick it up. No, I can't catch them because when I catch them, I'm not going to pick them up. I'm just really afraid of certain rodents. And here we have a problem with possums. We have a problem with raccoons. We have the mice. We don't have problems with deers here. Now, a mile away, they got problems with deers running through. But we don't have problems. I haven't had any deer problems. But I have had mice, possums, raccoons. And the possum looked like a big old rat to me. And they will run across the line of the gate. And I've actually seen them. I had a honeysuckle bush behind my greenhouse, and every year I love this bush because it just smells so good. And that big old thing was over in the bush, sitting on the gate, just chilling. And I got rid of the bush because I couldn't. I don't want to be caught up by surprise by anything in the garden. P. Smith says people eat them here. The honeysuckles? Because I know you can pull that flower out, and there's something that's in them that's pretty sweet. So, yeah, but those things tell you a lot about a person in their garden. If you have a person that have more vegetables in their garden than fruit, it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't like fruit. It might just mean that they haven't advanced to that part of gardening, or they don't have the room for it. One or the other. Some people don't grow blueberries or blackberries or raspberries. It doesn't mean that they don't like them. It might can be they just can't grow them in their area. Like, for the life of me, I cannot get the blackberry thing together. And we can grow them here very easily. I just can't get them together. The blueberries I'm good with. Strawberries I'm good with. Raspberries I'm fine with. I have no problem. But when it comes to the blackberries, it seems like I always run into a problem. So my cousin cooked them. The head on, it looks just like a puppy. Wait a minute, P. Smith. Possums? Nope. My father was from Forsyth, Georgia, and he used to tell me that they cooked coons. So we went to the market and they had coons, and I was like, oh, they sell coons in Dallas. It looked just like a dog, and I was like, yeah, they eat squirrels here. Not me though. They eat squirrels here. Some things I can't. A possum? No. Can't eat that. So these are the things that tells a lot about you, how your garden how you can be pretty much somewhat profiled on the type of things that you like and the type of style that you like. Now you have some that has rustic gardens that will take things from nature, a fallen tree, and build a bed. That lets me know that that's a nature type of person, and that's a person that uses the resources that the earth gives them. So it lets me know they're a rustic type of person. Then you have some that might go out and buy uh, the corrugated steel and have all corrugated steel. Everything is matching. Everything is. That lets me know that's a very decorative person. When you have water fountains, bird baths in your garden. When you have bird feeders in your garden, that lets me know that you care a lot about nature. Some people don't care to feed them because they know they're going to come for their fruit. But for me, I will get a bird bath because that way, when my watermelons grow, they're not trying to suck the water out of my watermelons. They go over in their little bird bath, drink the water, and I'll have my watermelons to continue to grow without the birds pecking on them. So that's another thing that we have to keep in mind. In our gardens, we have to sometimes set things out that will accommodate nature, our birds, our bees. You want the bees to come to your garden to pollinate your fruits and your vegetables, but you got to attract them. You got to bring something that's going to attract them. You want the butterflies to come to your garden. You got to bring something that attracts them. There's different plants. The monarch, I believe it's the monarch butterfly, is one of the butterflies that's going pretty extinct, and a lot of people are really into saving the butterflies, saving the bees. I am one of them that believe we have to be able to save our bees, save our butterflies. So these are the different things that we can bring plants and grow them specifically for our pollinators so that the pollinators can come in. You got hummingbird feeders. A lot of people will hang those out. Not just for the birds, but if you have a food forest, a garden, it's almost like you can't have it without nature. You can't have it without the birds coming in. People will put up nets, and I don't like to see the bird nets over trees. And because I used to put bird nets over stuff to stop the birds from getting to my stuff. But that thin netting, the bird gets caught up in them, break their legs. I mean, it's nothing that you can really do for it. So you got to figure out a better way. P. Smith Gardner is one of the examples of protecting your garden from unwanted pests. She has her entire area of her garden that's actually screened in. And I was like, when I saw it, I was like, that is genius. It's not bird netting. There's something that they can get caught in. It's something that she can go in and out. You know, that's a good thing. A lot of people have chickens on their land. Running Bear, hello, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Martine Brachot, thank you for being here. I appreciate Nature 9 family. Hello, I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for being here. So these are some things that you can actually do to keep the pollinators and certain things in your garden, the birds, but yet protect some of your fruit. Now, you know you got to share. You're not supposed to just grow for yourself. You got to save. If you got a nice sized tree and you got your fruit, leave some of that for the birds. Let them enjoy some of that too. Um, so think about those things when you're gardening. So these are the things that tell me a lot about people. Your garden can tell me a lot about you. I see a lot of bird baths out there. I know that you want to feed the birds. I know that you're connected. Original Turtle, hello. Thank you for coming in. So those are some of the things. So what you have to think about for if you are a new gardener and you're just starting out your garden, put something out for the birds as well. Put you a bird bath out there so that you can feed the birds. If you got a small little deck, Big Lot got little small bowls, or you can go and get a bowl. Fill it up with water. Let them weed. Now, I will admit, I do not like putting bird feeders in my yard. And the reason for that is because I don't want them dropping the feed off on the side, down on the ground, because guess who's going to come in and clean that up? The mice and the other rodents. So that's why I don't put bird feeders. Now, if there's a hummingbird feeder, yeah. But as far as the granular feeder, I don't put that. I don't put it in my yard because I don't want the mice to come and basically eat what they done spilled. And it also attracts squirrels as well. The squirrels will come and they'll be eating that feed and the birds won't even get too much of it. And squirrels have wreaked havoc on my garden one year. That's the one pest that I have not found out how to control is the squirrels. The rabbits, I know how to control them in terms of getting to my garden. I just put up a fence. The squirrels, I haven't figured it out. Last year, I promise you, and it was the same squirrel. I had a fig plant up against the house, sitting on a thing. Squirrel dig it, pull it out. All the roots is on it. I'll take the fig plant, I'll put it back in, pack the dirt around it. The next day I come out, he done pulled it back out. Now it was at least 7 fig plants. He would always mess with this one. I don't know if it was just something about that plant. He was trying to bury his food or whatever, but it really was annoying me. So I had to take the plant, move it to a whole nother area to see if he would stop messing with it. Guess what? He went to that area and started. It was something about the plant. I had to pretty much bring the plant in the house or to put it in the greenhouse so that he couldn't get to it because he continued, or she continued, to mess with that plant. It kept pulling out. I'm surprised the plant didn't go into shock. Fig plants are pretty resilient. It still had good roots on it, but he kept pulling it out, pulling it out, pulling it out. It did cause it to struggle, but it still survived. But I had to put it in the greenhouse. A lot of things that makes me a little upset. One year I was going to have a really good fig harvest, I thought. My figs came out at a good time of the month where I would have enough time for me to harvest them at the end of the season. They were just starting to turn and get just a little softness on them. And here come the squirrel. It wasn't a bird, it was a squirrel. Knocked every single fig. Excuse me. Knocked every single fig off this particular tree. So yes, the figs, I ain't really into. Let me read back into the chat, see what's going on. All right. Green Organic Love, good morning. How are you? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you if I haven't spoken to you. Let's see who we got. Community. All right, it looked like everybody is talking to, speaking with everybody, which is awesome. Glad to see that. But yeah, so when you go back into your garden or you visit somebody's garden or even on YouTube, you see different gardeners, just out of fun, try to profile. That person likes a lot of citrus because they have a lot of citrus trees. Or that person likes a lot of peppers because they got more peppers, multiple peppers than anything. It's not a plus or a negative. It's just this, it profiles us. You see certain people that do dig in the ground where I'll go to different channels like Plant Abundance. A lot of his stuff is in the ground because he has a full forest and he brings in a lot of wood chips. Anybody who ever dealt with having a load of wood chips delivered to their property know that transferring those wood chips from one place to another, because they're not just going to give you a little bit. You got to take what they give you, the whole load at that particular time. Transferring those wood chips from one spot to another, depending on how far it is, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of wheelbarrow toting from one spot to another. And that's going to take some strength. That's going to take some muscles too. So that tells you a lot about a person when they have those wood chips in their garden. You got to think like, especially if they got a big garden, how did they get all those wood chips spread it out? And some people add wood chips to the garden every 2 years. And they go up to 2 to 3 to 4 to 6 inches deep in wood chips. Now you can't plant in the wood chips. You gotta dig through and get to the soil and plant in the soil. It tells you a lot. If a person has a drip irrigation opposed to hand watering. Now, I like drip irrigation. I have a drip irrigation, and I also have a timer. But what I've learned with having that timer, and I didn't use it last year, it's convenient to a certain degree. I would actually prefer to hand water my garden because I'm more in tune with my garden and I'm discovering stuff as I hand water the garden. I don't know why I'm holding it like a flashlight, but I'm discovering more stuff as I go through the garden and I hand water. Like, wait a minute, this tree look like it's suffering. But when you have that timer on there and you set it and you just forget it, like, well, I know the flowers, but you're missing things. You're missing things that's developing in the garden. So it's better connection to sometimes to go through that garden, even if you have the irrigation. Go through the garden and check out what's going on in the garden and how much attention that you really need to pay towards certain plants. For example, I did my blueberry. I was so focused on getting my grapevine up and going and getting that irrigation in there, getting them tubes down in there so I can feed them, that I totally did not even get any blueberries last year because I wasn't checking the soil. I completely overlooked it, and I knew that I needed to amend my soil better and check the pH in my soil to get those blueberries. Wind up didn't get blueberries. So sometimes you got to scale back. If you are a beginning gardener, don't overwhelm yourself with a whole lot at first. Use and do what you can handle. And sometimes you might have the ability to step up and do a little bit more. And this time and age where everything is going on, growing your own food looks pretty dang on good to a lot of people. And I think that we're blessed to be able to have that ability and the know-how to grow your own food. And if you're not, that's something that you might want to learn how to do, is grow your own food. At this particular season, we're about to kick it off here in Michigan. Maybe in about one more month, it'll be time for me to really start testing and seeing if it's time to take my plants. Our last frost date is normally after Mother's Day, but last year, and this is the good thing about doing YouTube videos, it's like a journal for you. Last year, I didn't put my first plant out until June. Last year, we had the polar vortex winter. This year, it's been pretty much of a mild winter for us. I think that we might get one more hit of frost here. Normally in March, we'll get hit again. But I think I'm going to transfer all my figs from the basement upstairs. It's time to do the fig shuffle I told you about. I take them from the basement. I bring them upstairs to the front window. I have so many of them now. It's not enough room in my kitchen unless I move my table out, and that's not going to happen. I'm not, no. So it's going out to the greenhouse, and I'm going to have to put a heater in there for those nights that we might drop below a certain frost. Ession Family Garden, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. You almost missed. I'm glad you're listening in. Thank you. I appreciate that. So these are things that we could do. Oh, Green Organic Love said backyard gardening and juicing as well. Yeah. Certain things that you grow in your garden, like with Green Organic Love, she does a lot of celery because she wants to start being able to be really good in growing her celery so that she could start juicing it. Carrots. Start juicing it. Dan's Organic Food Forest. I was just talking about you. Good morning. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Food Forest Permaculture. Guys, Food Forest Permaculture been over there working hard. And I when I look at your videos, Food Forest, Howie, I'll be like, ooh, please don't fall off that hill. He's doing a lot of planting of trees and bushes, and he's doing it on a hill. And that tells me that Food Forest is really into nature and being outside like that. I told you about Dan Organic Food Forest, the different things that he grows. I could tell that the way he eats is totally different from how I eat because of the things that he grows in his garden. Some of the things that other people grow in their garden, you can tell how they eat. If they're, like I said, if you got a lot of herbs and you're growing a lot of herbs, that means that some of you all are knowing the benefits of certain herbs because you're going to speak about it. You're going to grow it. I grow a lot of ginger. Well, I don't grow ginger. I'm sorry. I eat a lot of ginger. I drink a lot of ginger tea. And I need to grow ginger in my garden as well. Because when you eat so much of something, you need to start growing it. And that's why Green Organic Love is, because she juice a lot of carrots. She juice a lot of celery. She needs to start growing it. That will help out a whole lot when you're dependent on your own self and your own food supply for your own needs. So that will definitely help out. Jordan, hello. Thank you for coming in. How is your garden going? I hope you're ready for the season. And I appreciate you being here. Jordan is one of my long subscribers, and every time I see them coming alive, I really appreciate that because they like a lot of videos. Some people don't really like to sit through the lives, and that's why I kind of slowed my lives down and set them to 1 hour so that people can come back and watch it as if it was a video and do it comfortably. So I appreciate everybody that's coming in today. I know right now we're going through some changes in life, but we got to get through it. We got to get through it. People been putting up a lot of videos. I refuse to put up a video about it Um, because I don't have enough knowledge to even speak on it, because this is totally new to me. I don't care what you research. A lot of times when you Google stuff and try to get information off of it, it's so left field. And when you watch TV and you got one person on this side saying this about it, another person on this side saying that, the only thing that I have to say is, don't lose your mind over it. If you got some self-entertainment, take this downtime if you're not working to do something in your garden, to do something around your house, to catch up with family, whatever you need to do. But don't just sit there and worry and bite your nails, because whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. And the only thing that you can do is to just try to stay safe, not panic. I think the thing that bugs me the worst is not so much the CVAC itself. I don't want to say the word because I don't want them to demonetize my channel. It's more so the panic that's bothering me. Because all people need is a reason to cut up. They all they need is a reason. And some people don't even need that. They just a cut up. So I'm like kind of watching my surroundings and watching things slowly here shut down. Natural State Gardener and Homestead. Hello, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Um, I'm watching things here slowly shut down. We're the Motor City, and we're known to have casinos. All the casinos have just shut down. Our governor have already told everybody that you can only run at a 50 person capacity in any business. So therefore, the majorities of the churches have also shut down and canceled their services. The Jehovah Witnesses halls have shut down and canceled their services here. The restaurants are shutting down, and you can only get carry out or drive up service. Other than that, those are shutting down. Some of the stores are running at a different shift. Our 24-hour stores like Kroger's and Myers, they're now have a schedule where they're open for so many hours to allow the employees to stock the stores back up. We have Amazon here. The Amazon headquarters, one of the Amazon headquarters is here. And the trucks I rode past yesterday, all the trucks were in the lot, and it's not very far from my house. The schools have shut down last week. So the kids are out of school for at least 2 weeks here, until basically until further notice, but they're saying for 2 weeks. They told us to expect about 8 weeks of going through this. Still haven't figured out, again, what the toilet paper got to do with all of this. Like I say, I went to Home Depot the other day, and everybody was just coming out with toilet paper. I was so thrown off by it that I forgot what I went in Home Depot to get, and forgot to get my little nails so we could do the birdhouse. But you definitely have to just take this time as an opportunity to do some of the things that you haven't been able to do, and just stop. Like, just take a break and just rest. A lot of times we go, 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 go. I'm one of them. I'm an example. You call me, you always either hear my car roaring or something going on, because I'm always going. But this is giving me an opportunity to kind of slow down a little bit, take care of what I need to at home, and, just spend some time with your family. Get you some self-entertainment while we still got TV. Catch up on your Netflix. You read a book. Catch up on your books that you haven't read. Catch up on some videos that you haven't watched. I just don't want a lot of people to come on here and start creating even more panic on this platform that will cause them to shut it down. You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like every 2 days something else goes on with this, or it gets deeper. We had a case less than a mile from me at the school where I don't know if it was a teacher or if it was a student. We had a case at the college that I was going to for my Master Gardener class. And we didn't find out about that until later, but they had already canceled the classes as of last Thursday. So you just gotta be careful. I do have to go out today and see if I can pick up some little odds and ends that I need to pick up, not food wise or storage wise, but things that I need to do stuff around here out in the yard. But it's going to get to a point where they might just say, just it's not even worth going out, because people will be sick and not even know that they're sick, or some know that they're sick and they don't care. I got it, you got it too. So, and I don't want to run into those type of problems, because to me that's selfish, but we already know people can be extremely selfish. Backyard Gardener YouTube is cracking down on content creators who are sharing bad info. And they should. They should, because what my thing is with this particular situation, what makes you an expert? Are you a doctor? Like, that's why I haven't even spoke about it on my channel, because I don't know. I could tell you more about what's going on in my area than what I can around the globe, because I'm not over in India. I'm not over in Georgia. I'm not in these different places, but I'm right here. So I can tell you, yep, universities are shut down, the schools are shut down, the casinos are shut down, my son's job has shut down, so they're starting to shut down the restaurants, and the store shelves is pretty much empty. That's what I can tell you about Michigan. And not even the whole spectrum of Michigan, just the area that I live in. So I think that people are, I am focusing on strictly gardening videos for my there you go, Angela, because that's, and I'm glad you said that, Angela, because shits happen. Hello, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. I'm glad that you said that, because we have a lot of people who have their own theories, conspiracy theories of what's going on. I had my neighbor called me today, and it's like, well, that's the this, that, and the that, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know what it is. I don't work up there, so I can't tell you what it is. I don't, everybody has its own theories. I don't know how long it lasts. I don't know how it's transferable from one person to another. Different people done said different things. So if you're trying to get some type of medical advice from me, it ain't happening. And I'm not trying to take none from you unless I know that you are qualified to give that to me. So yeah, Angela, I agree. If your channel is about gardening, why aren't you just gardening? Why now you a doctor? Not now you doing this, doing it. Cut it out. Like, I don't do that. I don't like that either. State Gardener, we are going to read our Bibles and spend time together till the rain lets us garden. That's good. That's a good idea too. Cause some of us probably got to blow the dust off of them and open it up, because we ain't opened it up in a while. So yeah, that's good. Like, do things that Pajama Bottom Mama, hello. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? I hope all is good there. Do things that will entertain you and not have you panicking or causing other people to panic. I love to garden. It's a little chilly here, but today I'm thinking about going out to Home Depot and grabbing those 4x4 so I can start this gate, or at least have the supplies for it. Because I think my ground is still too frozen to try to put a post hole digger through there to go down 3 feet for these posts. So, but I can grab some supplies. This will probably be my last time going out like that. But yesterday, my grandbabies, they live next door. They came over, and I always buy fruit for them. And they came over to get their piece of fruit. They was like, "Well, what you doing today, Grandma? You gotta go somewhere?" And I was like, "No, well, we're bored. We want to go out. We're gonna go." So I took them. I was like, "Come on, be ready in an hour." And I took them out to Belle Isle, and we rode around the island. It was so many people out there riding around the island, just looking at the water and just like taking it all in. Sometimes when you busy, go, once you slow down, you start noticing things that you haven't noticed before. And I'm telling you that because I've been through it. Before I had got really low sick, it sometimes takes sickness to get you through it. But when I got really low sick, it slowed me down tremendously. When I came out of that sickness, I didn't go right back to going. But I started to take the time out. You know how they say, take your time and smell the roses or something to that effect? I started noticing things that was different. Like the way one flower was closed up, a tulip was closed up one day, and the next day it was opened. You know, how at nighttime it will close back up. Things that you're not noticing because you're always on the go. When you see a person, you walk right past them and you never know what that person is going through or what they have. I was noticing people like, "You all right today?" Before I didn't give a care. I was too busy running and ripping and doing what I had to do. We have somewhat come selfish and just worrying and concerning about ourselves. Oh, that's not my problem. I don't want to ask. And I'm like that to a degree, because if you ask somebody about their problem, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have a solution for it or either hear about it. So just take some time out. Love on your family. Get out in your garden. Do the things that you like to do around your house. Don't get to the point where you just in straight panic mode. That's the part that fears me the most, the panic of it all. Because I know some folk out here, all they need is a problem to pop off. And some of them don't even need a problem to pop off. So just, it ain't just affecting you. Remember that. It's affecting everybody. Ain't no, it's not gonna pass over certain people. It's affecting everybody. Everybody got to hear about this. Everybody is going through this. Let me go back into the comments. Community as well. No need to stress it over things that we cannot control. We can control what we do in our garden space. That's absolutely correct, Angela. We can control what we do in our garden space. The virus, I believe, was the Father extending mercy on us, and that would repent and get closer to Him. This is the door of opportunity opening. Okay. Melanie, the moderator. Plant something. Hey, Broadway Gardener, welcome to the live stream. All right. Hey, man, let me see something here. Broadway Gardener, hello, how are you? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you being here. All right, guys, so I appreciate everyone Yeah, that moth is something else. I appreciate that white one that's flying around. And the other day I saw a gray one. And I'm like, it's kind of early for you all to be out, but I guess so. I appreciate you guys being here. That is my hour. I told you I want to keep it short. I done went over 5 minutes and 37 seconds and counting. Get out there and grow something. If it's too cold where you out to grow, start your indoor seeds. If you're not good at doing seeds, this is a good time to practice. Keep that light close to it and keep it moving. I will see you next Monday, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Your video. It's a good time to start putting up them videos. Everybody was like, oh, I just don't have time. It's a good time to start now. Put your videos out. Show people how to grow their own food or learn how to grow your own food, whichever one it takes. All right. Four Horns Farm, are you going live? Is Four Horns Farm still in here? Sister Sarah, hello. So the other day I was on my garden and wanted the company so bad. What about starting a weekend thing where we can go live with each other while we are in the garden? It's cold here, Sister Sarah. You ain't gonna find me in the garden. But I'm with you. But not out there outside. It's still kind of cold here. I think the highest we gonna get this week is 46. Now last week we got up to 50, 58, and that felt fabulous. But yeah, network with each other. Start doing your panels. A lot of y'all can start collabing together. Start doing your panels. If you're gonna do it, now is the time. And this is the time to get to know each other. Green Organic Love, can you find out if Four Horns is going live? She told me she was going to go live. I was going to send everybody over there if she did. Somebody find out if Four Horns is live. Guys, y'all got to watch this video of what Howie Food Forest Permaculture is doing on his property. That slope so steep, I would have been fell. I would have been rolled on down the hill while trying to plant a bush. It's been raining and we have a storm, so I can't. Yeah, everybody is having some different weather challenges, and in California, I know y'all welcome in the rain because it'll get to the point where y'all be like, where is the rain? And start drying out there. All right. She's on. Is this her link, Green? Okay. Four Horns Farm is live. We're gonna go over there and we're gonna raid her. So when you go over there, just say BG. She'll know Backyard Garden. You ain't got to spell the whole name out. BG Raid, and let's go over there and see what she's talking about. Thank you guys for coming. The link is right here in the description. Green Organic Love just dropped it. Click on that link and go check her out. Happy gardening, everybody.